I'm Hatice Ozen. I'm a senior customer applications engineer here at Groq. And welcome to our second ever Groq workshop in partnership with the amazing team at A&L. The first workshop we hosted was in December, and so much excitement has happened since then. So we're all very thrilled to share more about our technology during our time together for this workshop. To kick things off, we'd love to play a special message to you from our CEO and founder, Jonathan Ross, who was able to record this just yesterday since he unfortunately couldn't make it today. So I will go ahead and move over.
Here's something interesting.
Groq, on en parle un petit peu dans Tech & Co, dans cette émission dédiée à la tech que vous retrouvez tous les soirs.
Everybody's talking about Groq. You're on cloud nine, it seems.
Groq. Groq is all the rage now. The graph at the top right here, that's Groq.
Groq chip is an ASIC rival to NVIDIA. Everyone who is trying Groq hardware seeing such an amazing latency.
This is Groq. It's like ChatGPT, but insanely fast.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Well.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Ross, and the last 3 months have been insane for Groq. The ride that we've been on has been amazing. At this point, Groq really does stand for fast AI inference. But a couple of months ago, that wasn't necessarily the case. We hadn't gone viral yet. And so I want to take a moment to thank all of you because you've actually been using Groq since before we got famous. And very few people do that. And this is a thing that you do at ALCF where you select hardware for its interesting merit and you start playing with it and before things become commercially successful. And at this point, we're now planning to deploy over 100,000 LPUs this year and 1.5 million next year. We've become very popular. Now, I want to take this opportunity to show you a couple of things that are coming next, because as fast as we are, there's stuff coming around the corner. So let me start off with a demo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, this is recent, Groq speed on, let's start off with Llama 8B. All right, here we go. That 1,248 tokens per second, that's uniquely possible on Groq. Now let me show you the exact same thing on a 70 billion parameter model. And again, 336 tokens per second, that's speed that you can only get with Groq. Of course, we can do larger models, we can do many other models, and let's show you some more of what we have today. What you're seeing here is someone taking both the 8 billion and 70 billion parameter models from Groq and at the same time running them in order to write a book. And they're going to do this in record-breaking speed. This book is being written in front of you live. It's so fast that you can barely keep up with it on the scroll bar. But it's not just the output that's fast, we're also very fast on the input. In this example, you're going to see us running 8B at record-breaking speed for input. We're going to summarize that article that you saw there. That summary was 172 milliseconds, but it was over 2,189 tokens in, or 29,944 token input speed. And that's just the beginning. We're going to be getting faster throughout the year. But to give you a sense of how many tokens that is, that's the article right there that we're scrolling up to show you. What are you going to be able to do when you can summarize tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of tokens in a single second? But there's more than that. Because of this speed, we've got an enormous developer community. In fact, at this point, Groq probably has the second largest developer community after only NVIDIA. Think about what all these folks have been developing in just the last 3 months. In fact, watch this scroll by for just a moment. Those are just the applications that are being shared with us on our Discord channel. Right now, we have 218,800 developers with over 98,000 active API keys. That means that there's effectively nearly 90,000 applications that have been developed on top of Groq. So I want to take a moment and thank you again. Actually, this reminds me a little bit. So Ryan Coffey of Slack Laboratories, actually last October, he introduced me to Sergey Ednov, who's the head of research for Llama at Meta. And after I showed him this demo, and after he stopped cursing, he invited me to show all of his colleagues and his boss over at Meta what we could do. And we did. And afterwards, he took me for coffee and he said, we're now going to train a 300 billion parameter model. And I'm like, Sergey, like, we don't train. And he's like, no, I got that. I've always been able to train a 300 billion parameter model. It just takes a bunch of GPUs. What I've never been able to do is run one in production. It would just be way too slow. So that meta model that you've heard about recently, the 405 billion parameter model, that is true. It's really been trained, and it was actually inspired by Groq. And we are going to be one of the first providers to actually run it. And we're going to run it very fast. But the question is, what will Groq inspire you to do next? Thank you.
Fun, right? But I want to emphasize what Jonathan said about how researchers like you were the first to use Groq, and we're just extremely proud to be part of the ALCF AI Testbed to offer our tech to universities, national labs, and projects like the National Artificial Intelligence Research Resource Pilot working on open science. So we're excited to see you allocate the Groqrack available via the ALCF AI Testbed, as Marley explained, to, like Groq, take your ideas from research to usage in real-world applications. And before our first session, technical difficulties. Let's move on to our next slide. I would love to just plug real quick our developer community that Jonathan mentioned on Discord that is now more than 15,000 strong. We've had many researchers worldwide join actually in on, fruitful discussions around research, white papers, and more. And we'd love for you to actually just be a part of that with us. With that, thank you for being by our side and being here today for 2 days of exciting sessions for our workshop.